You are listening to the VCast.
Hey, we are back with another one, the VCast. It's Vic Cedeno. I am here with Tim motherfucking Rager. What's up, Tim? How's it going?
Oh, not much. I'm good.
Were you just doing gang signs?
I couldn't remember what that kid does. I was like, does he do?
Oh, you were doing a pose. Yeah, everybody has those cool picture poses. I've been doing this for the V. That's been my picture pose. Cool. But I don't know if that's cool or not. I don't know.
I throw up the.
Everybody has to have some. There's the Legion of Skanks one. Who else has one? I don't think anybody
Lil
else
Dicky.
has one. Lil Dicky has one.
Yeah.
He goes like this.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's good though. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. I was doing this in pictures for a while.
That'll be you.
Made me.
Tupac had West Side, so mine's a little bit of Tupac. Mine's just a gapless Tupac.
It's Star Trek.
Star Trek open hand, like this, but fuck that. I'll fuck a Vulcan.
How have you been?
Oh man, that's a loaded question, Mr. Rager. That is a loaded question. You know what? Overall, I've actually been very good, but I've had this like dark cloud hanging over me for like this is something you brought up, so I'm not that you brought it up right now, but this is something you brought up earlier today. In your open mic, you were talking about cancer and stuff, and you know my mom had cancer. She had lung cancer.
Same.
They cut the half of her lung out, and then she had COPD. They diagnosed her with COPD afterwards, so she was struggling for a while with that, but she beat it. I don't know. It was aggressive. That was another thing I wanted to add a tag: aggressive cunt and stage 4 cunt. I was gonna tell you to add those.
That's very funny.
To whatever, but anyway, just because I had that in my head, I was like, let me get that out.
It's funny. That's not gonna make sense to anyone.
That's completely out of context, as it should be, and it should stay that way until you get to go see Tim live and understand what we're talking about. But that was just she beat all that stuff. That was tough, but so the two things that we have in common are moms and our accidents.
Yeah.
Right? Moms and accidents. We were just talking about cameras and stuff and why we're spending money on stuff that we like, stuff that interests us. It's like, I just came into some money from an accident. So it was the same thing. I was actually online earlier this year cashing one of my checks. I was going to deposit one of the checks I received, and I'm online. I'm depositing this check, and now I'll never forget this because of how this whole year ended, but I'll never forget why I was in this detail. But I'm online, have the check in my hand. I'm like, this is, as soon as I deposit this, once this clears, I'm paying this, and this off. And I'm like, and then that's it. I'm like, I'm debt free. Like, what a way to start the year.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right? So I'm like, this is awesome. I'm starting the year debt free. I have this new job. I'm getting paid more. Like, I'm like, wow, this is like so cool. I've never been in this position in my life before. Where I've just like, everything is where I want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Awesome. And I'm like, wow, like I'm like, something's probably going to happen.
Oh, no.
That's going to ruin all this. I literally thought that in my head online. I'm like, something's going to happen. Don't know why. Like, that shoes on the other shoe's going to drop feeling. Right? I just was like, something's going to happen. I fucking remember that thought in my head. And 2 days later, my mom died. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, Mom, it was you. You got to ruin this year for me. God damn it. So it was like, so yeah, I have like that. And
I'm sorry,
like,
this is recent?
yeah, like
I'm sorry,
mid-January.
Oh,
Mid-January.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I've been very quiet about it. I haven't like, I don't want to post anything on social media just because I don't want the, tons of sympathy and stuff. And it's like,
well, that and the fake sympathy. And
Yeah.
like the people, like with everything that I'm going, like the people who I care about and I know care about, they know.
Yeah.
But there's no. You're right. There's no the posting. I always feel like it's
nice. I mean, I've been going back and forth about it because of the intention. I think it's all in the intention in anything you do, right? If I intend to post about my mom for sympathy, fake, people do shit for people do everything for fucking followers, and I'm just private. I don't post my daughter. I don't post my family that much. I don't post like work stuff. I post comedy and my stupid ass opinions, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But I don't really go deep into like personal. But on the other hand, I was thinking about it just because other people go through similar things.
Yeah.
And, when you share that with somebody, and it could be just a small conversation. I've had these conversations, when people just share like a thought or an opinion or something, and it's...
Yeah, it helps. Like, even, like, it's so crazy. You just say, like, my mom, lung cancer, took half her lung, COPD, and like they like just got the results back that it was in her lymph nodes, which it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
But just you saying that your mom makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like it's
crazy.
Yeah, like,
it's not even like I'm offering any sympathy.
Yeah,
I didn't hug you about it. You know what I mean? It's just like when you hear somebody else going through something, it's like, all right, I'm not alone in these battles. Because the depression, the feeling bad, it's very isolating. Yeah. It's super isolating. And I have a very wonderful support system. I have a lot of friends and family, people that reached out, people that when they heard from someone else called me, reached out. Hey man, just, if you need to talk. So many people, if you need to talk, that I know for a fact that if I called them and actually needed to talk, I would. But I've been in the darkness, and I haven't been able to call a fucking person, bro.
It's hard.
I have not been able to reach out to anyone for any help. I'm just like, and I've smoked like 3 ounces of weed, 3 or 4 ounces of weed in the last month. I'm like going in, and the thing I've that's different about this darkness than other darknesses is that I'm not beating myself up about it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is just how I feel. It doesn't make me bad. It doesn't make me weak. I'm not attaching any negative feelings about myself, with it. It's just, I'm not feeling great. And sometimes I have to remind myself when I'm not doing things, like sometimes I wake up and I don't want to work, dude. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to get out of bed sometimes. Like it's just a fucking blanket. Yeah. And I truly, truly don't have anything to be depressed about. Like my mom lived a wonderful life. She had great memories. She did a lot of stuff. Comparing from where my mom came from, like no college, no high school education, no nothing. She came from nothing. And she made a life where her kids can live a better life, and like everything's better because of her. And we had her for a long time, and
it's beautiful. I
mean, I really don't, but there's something that you fucking just can't shake, dude. There's just something that you can't shake, and it just hangs on you. But it doesn't really keep me, like I haven't been on stage in probably 2 weeks. Like I've just had no desire to do anything. The fact that I'm doing this now is crazy. I was gonna cancel. We came here to do the skit. Yeah. I was gonna cancel that. I didn't want to come do that. But I'm like, bro, you have to get out of the house. Just go.
Yeah.
You know, I go right away. I do this thing where I'll start talking myself out of it. This is gonna be this. It's gonna be that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna suck. I can't do that. Da, 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 don't go. It's
Yeah.
and I'll make up this whole story.
Self doubt. It's
Right?
all this cycle of depression that just. I start to see depression now as like an economy. Like it wants to keep me in that depression. So it does oh, you suck. This, that, the other thing. There's gonna be traffic.
Yeah,
You hate traffic.
That's bro. That is such an excuse that comes from that place. Oh, there's gonna be traffic. There's not gonna be any parking.
Yep.
Bro, that has been my playbook in my head. Same thing like with like the gym, and like I need to lose weight. Like my health is not good. You know, like overall, like my health is generally not good. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow, but like my circulation doesn't feel good. Like I'm just not in a good place. And I think the way out is like to get my health in order first. I think that would be like the first. I think everything else will kind of come around that, right?
Like for a while before I started doing comedy, I was like a huge Joe Rogan fan. I was sauna, steam room, fucking cold plunge in the gym. Like, I know I had like, I retained zero muscle from that time. But that was when I felt the best. I was contributing to myself. Like I was putting in.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I've kind of veered and now I put all that energy into comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And but I've been telling myself the same thing for the last 2 months. Get back to the gym. Like just stretch. Go do a yoga class.
Dude,
But
keep it simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard to actually go there and do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I sympathize and I feel exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, dude. That like what you're saying about they're called the excuses again. It's like I'm in the morning. I'm like I don't feel like it. I'm tired. I'd rather get 40 minutes more of hitting the snooze button and not actually sleeping. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really resting. Yeah, you know, like it's so stupid.
Yeah,
And
booked me on that fucking bar show I didn't want to do. It was gonna cancel on anyway. Fuck.
it's the same thing. I don't have to make it so complicated. I don't need to go there and try to medal at the Olympics, you know, like I could just go there, walk, do the sauna and go about my business. You know what I mean? Like it's literally that much, but it's just the habit of going, and it's frustrating, but it's not like impossible to overcome.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? It's just a stupid matter of like discipline. It's like I've done this before.
Yeah. You know, like I hate to say it, you know what helps me a lot with that stuff is everything I've learned, like getting clean in a 12-step group. I hate how much it like is ingrained in my brain, and I almost hate how much it actually helps me. Because I've learned if you show up for 30 days and build the habit, chances are on the 31st day, you're going to go before you even realize, oh, there might be traffic. Like, you're just going to go, oh, this is what I do. I hate it. But, like, that first 30 days is that hardest part where it's like, no, this is what you have to do. You don't give yourself an excuse. And at the end of the day, if you do 30 days and then don't go on the 31st day, you never have to go back again.
You did 30 though.
Yeah.
I gotta do 90 gym visits in 90 days. Now you gotta do 90 and 90.
Yep, 90 and 90. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was a 12-stepper.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, hell
For the
yeah.
I was in drug court when I got
the papers.
papers. So I have
Yeah.
to, but it was way more intense than that. I had to, instead of going to prison, I went to a rehab program for
like
6 months.
IOP?
Yeah, 6
Yeah.
months inpatient. But it was like jail because if I couldn't walk out, if I left, that would be like an escape charge, like escaping prison. So I couldn't leave. So I was there for 6 months, and then I got out, and I did 9 months outpatient, three nights a week. And then they got me down to 2. But then I also had to go to 3 meetings a week. I had to get a sponsor. I had to get that paper signed. I had to go to probation. I had to get a job. I had to piss randoms. Oh, it was so crazy. But I my brother gave me advice on the way to sentencing when he was like, if you want to beat them, do everything they tell you to do. He's like, the only way you're going to beat them is if you do what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, all right. So then I was like, that makes sense. Like, I had this weird thing growing up where I took advice.
All right.
Like, I wasn't somebody that people would give me advice and I'd be like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I would do it. And
yeah,
then I'd be
you
like,
don't seem like
good.
hard-headed at all.
Yeah, so I was very I'm very like coachable. I'm not resistant to feedback and constructive criticism and things like that. Like, I'm so open to advice. People know things.
Yeah.
And when my brother told me that, I went in and I did everything they told me. I approached it like I had to convince them that I was a drug addict going in.
Mhm.
So, and meanwhile, I was just smoking weed, but I was like, no, I fucking do coke and heroin and shit. And they were like, or whatever.
Got an
So,
ball in my ass right now.
I was like, I fucking smoked the fucking Wooly and I smoked a Wooly and then took the piss test. They're like, you're positive
my
for
God.
cocaine. I was
Yeah.
like, that's right. I'm a fucking rebel. And so
That's so funny using that against them.
yeah. So then I did everything. Like, I was the model fucking inmate,
Yeah.
and it helped. Like, I remember in those group sessions, inpatient, talking about things, and I'm like, huh. Like, I had all this unresolved stuff with my dad, and my dad died when I was 6, and I had like beef with him because I felt like I never understood drug use, and my dad died. My dad died of AIDS from heroin, from sharing needles back in the 80s, And then Fauci got involved and it got messy. But fucking, so I never knew like about drug addiction. I was just like, my dad, everybody was like, my whole life, your dad loved you so much. You were, your dad.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if he loved me so much, how come he couldn't stop doing drugs?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's, so I had all this resentment and stuff, and the spiritual experiences.
Yeah, that's why I actually
Powerful.
just got goosebumps now. Like thinking of a terrible full circle, like a fucked up full circle, but that's kind of a full circle moment to helping you understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Having to
Yeah,
lie
yeah.
to be like,
Exactly.
oh yeah, I'm a drug addict, and then you end up understanding.
Exactly. And it
Damn.
resolved I had all that pent up anger
Yeah.
to the point where like I didn't want people couldn't even tell me stories about my dad. Like I'd
Yeah.
like shut down. Like even if I didn't show it like outwardly, like I wasn't disrespectful to my family and stuff, but like they talk about it and in my mind I'm like, you're fucking lying. He's a dirty drug addict. You know what I mean? Like how do you talk like about him like that? But that was just anger because I missed them. That's part of the grieving is that anger. But I could never resolve that anger because I could never talk to him. So in fucking rehab, I wrote him a letter,
Yeah.
and then you fucking burn it and shit and put it in a
Yep.
can and whatever. I
Yeah.
fucking rub the ashes on my chest. It's fucking,
Yep.
it sounds so corny. Like it sounds like such a you write things down, like, but it really like it helped.
really
You got
does,
all those
yeah.
feelings out. You are like confronting this. It is almost like I confronted my father and told him this is how I feel. Because even now, I don't know about you if you do any journaling, but I'm not comfortable writing personal things when I journal. I feel like
Yeah.
somebody's gonna read this,
Yeah.
and I'm like talking to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like.
I don't journal, but I wonder if that's because we do comedy, because we say everything that we write, like in front of people, like
Get the wrong journal. You bring the journal to open mic by accident. You're talking about your feelings.
I just had an open mic like 2 months ago. I didn't have anything new, so I did that. I was like, oh fuck, I brought my diary. Well, you made it through another day. Congratulations. Try not to kill yourself before you finish this letter, and it was all dumb shit like that. But like that would be very funny.
Yeah, sometimes you have to scramble to come up with shit. That's what I did. I forgot that tonight was open mic, and I didn't really prepare to bring anything. But I was like, I know I have to get back to like, I have to start over
Yeah.
and
Yep.
build. I'm like, gotta build a new set or something. I don't know, but
It's well, I'm glad you got up because like that's like I actually since I started, other than COVID, like maybe I use it. Oh, damn it! All right, you've been very honest, so I will be more honest. I've been using comedy as an escape from what's going on in my family right now. Like, because there's an air in our house right now that, like, we don't know what the future is going to, we don't know if, like, she starts chemo on Friday. I don't know. She might do 4 and then that's it. She might do 4 and then 6 months later have to go again. Like, I don't know. So I've been using comedy as I got a new joke I got to go work on. I've been writing so much, all because, like, I'm terrified to just go upstairs and sit with my mom. And, like, even just saying that out loud right now gave me a lot of perspective on, like, take a day and I got to go and be with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the stuff you look back on, and it's like subconsciously sometimes, like, you're, I don't know. I don't know about the afterlife. I don't know about God, all that stuff. I grew up, like, religious, but I've always gone back and forth with that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But there's something in you that kind of guides you to where you need to be. And this is where I've put a lot of my faith in, is in just things are happening the way they're supposed to happen. Whatever, for some reason, I have so much faith in that, just because I've been able to look at even bad things and see later on down the line. It's hard to see it in the moment when a bad thing happens. It's very hard to see it. But later on down the line, you're able to look back and be like, all this good stuff happened because this bad thing happened. And it's like, while that bad thing sucked, it kind of happened because it needed to happen, so all these things happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, those last maybe like month and a half from, like, but right around Christmas, before Christmas, I was calling my mom a lot more. And that was something that I didn't do. I would go weeks. My mom would be like, what's going on with you? Are you all right? Like, I know you're all right. I just know you're busy. But I'd be like, Ma, it's all right. You can call me. You know? She's like, no, but I know you're busy. I'm like, yeah, but leave a voicemail. And she's like, well, I'll just get it. I was like, no, Ma, leave a voicemail. You know, one day I can look back. I have these voicemails from you. And she was like, oh, all right, I'll do that. And then she did. She left me. I do have a couple voicemails, right? I can look back on. But those conversations, those extra conversations I had with her, I was letting her in more, where I, never really did. I'm not one that opens up. I'm just never been. I'm very open. Yeah. Like, as you can see, like, I talk, I'm open when I have conversations, but I'm never someone that's open with my feelings. And I was doing that and talking to my mom, and my mom was giving me great advice. And I am glad that I did that. I'm glad that I took those opportunities to have those conversations. So yeah, definitely, if that's something, that's weighing in your mind, it's good. That's, the fact that, like, your mind is, and your spirit, your battery, I don't know what the fuck we got inside of us, whatever drives us, our fucking processor in our brains, it like has like a North Star, right? Like a compass. Yeah. I guess.
Something. Yeah.
Right?
Well, we were talking about how, like, we don't, like, listen to a science podcast and you don't understand it. They always used to say birds had, like, metal in their beak and they could feel the magnetic pulse, and that's how they knew where to go. I was listening to one where they have a metal in their eyes that, like, reacts to light hitting it and photons, and they're going into, like, quantum theory and shit. And I'm just like, oh, yeah. But I do think that human beings are like that. Like, I think there's a reason that Jesse got the sketch together so that me and you could eventually have this conversation.
Right?
Like, because, like, I already am leaving feeling so much better, and I hope you do as well. Like, like, it's...
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, everybody has their own podcast, and this is my niche, is being able to have these kind of conversations with people. My conversations aren't always riff friendly, where you go off on these comedic rants, but I feel like I have conversations that provide insight into whatever, people go through so many things, and I've been fortunate enough that some people have actually listened to this podcast and they've hit me up and have been like, hey, I was listening to this podcast, and I've always react the same way. You were? I was listening to this podcast and you were talking about this thing, and I'm like, what?
Oh, you're the person.
And I could never, and this is something I got to work on. I've never been able to have a great conversation from that beginning because I'm never get over the fact that you listened to what I said, that I'm like asking you follow-up questions. Like, so wait, are you subscribed? Like, how'd you know I do it? I didn't even post that I had a new episode. How did you know? But
it's the same thing with when I do comedy, and then people are like, "Oh, I like you," and I'm like, "That's not me. You don't like me."
That's like that guy who pretended to be. Yeah, man.
But like, I never know how to react. Also, like, I appreciate like the stuff I listen to. Like, I don't listen to a lot of comedy podcasts. I listen to like a lot of science that I don't understand. Storytelling that, like, I'll be driving. You know how many times I'm driving in my car crying? It's embarrassing. I cry because I listen to like The Moth, and it's a story about a lamb who fell off a cliff and broke his foot, and then the guy finds it, and the lamb leads him to his long lost brother or some shit. And I used to drive to my job at Victoria's Secret, cry my eyes out, and then have to like get ready to go into work. And now I do it like on the way to open mics.
Dude, there is nothing worse than crying on the way to comedy. I've had to do that so many times, especially like when I first got separated and I'd be dropping my daughter off and then going like heading to Nikki's or on my way to open mic, and I'm crying. I'm wretched inside. Like, I got to make people laugh now. Like, how is this even? But I went, and I think it made me better. Like having to overcome those, like trying to be funny while you're fucking hurting, while you're crushed. Yeah. Oh, that's the worst, dude. Tears suck. I hate tears. My daughter saw me cry recently. The first time she's like, "Daddy, I've never seen you cry before." I was like, "You'll never see me cry again. I'm a man."
No, that's good. The only time I saw my dad cry was when we lost my grandma, and when he put down the two dogs. Other than that, I don't think. Oh no, not true. When we lost my uncle too. But it's always a big event. Like I think it's good if she sees you cry. It's a good thing. She's gonna eventually chase after someone like you.
Yeah, I know.
So you might want him to be a person who's
way to bring the pod down. Jeez. Oh my God, I gotta be nicer. I gotta set this bar higher.
It's like that old Mark Norman show. Or no, it's Scott Holt. Oh my God. I always think it's a Norman.
I get those two confused all the time.
Right? He's like, your daughter looks for a man like your father, so I've been walking around like an old Asian man.
Yes, that's right. I know that joke. I love his delivery on that. Yeah. Oh, my God. That's funny. I dread that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about those fucking years.
That's crazy. Like having a daughter. How old is she?
She just turned 10.
Jesus Christ. You lived a whole fucking life.
Dude,
huh?
I really feel, when you say that, I really do feel like I've lived so many different lives. Like moving a lot and just being sexually active since a young age. Somebody said something in a podcast that I saw like on a random clip as I was scrolling on Instagram, and it rocked my world because I was like, damn, that is so true. That like when you're a kid, when you see your first titty, like it changes you. Like you don't want to play with toys anymore. Like there are no more toys.
Like tits.
Legos are out of here. It's like, I want tits.
No more squares. I like rounds.
Yeah, I get tits. But no, he's like that. He goes, everything transforms from what are you trying to do to how am I going to see some tits?
Yeah.
Like your whole method of being.
And then just wasting time between tits.
Yeah,
That's
time
what
between
life is.
tits. What are you doing right now? Nah. No, I'm just in between tits right now.
Yeah. I'm not in between two tits. I'm in between.
Oh my god, tits are wonderful. They get kind of a bad rap. Tits now.
Really?
Yeah,
What's
because
going on
everybody's
with
up with
tits?
ass. Everybody's like on ass now. That tits. But you know what? We were talking about that before. Tits are making a comeback, baby.
Yeah.
Girls on Instagram with fake babies,
Yeah.
breastfeeding.
Oh god.
You know how tits are
My-
back, baby. When people have to buy fake babies.
My algorithm was destroyed by the breastfeeding trend.
Oh man.
Because even if I scrolled fast, it like read that my eyes like dilated, and it's like, oh, he loves this.
I figured out how to fix the algorithm quick.
Really?
Yes. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Pimple popping videos.
Oh, I'm already on them.
Dude, if you watch a pimple, I've watched I watched a couple pimple popping videos, and then I watched damn, what was the other one? That was I was watching one where they were removing lice with the comb.
Oh yeah,
where they're fucking scooping thousands of lice out of fucking people's hairs with the comb. I've watched like a few of those, and all of a sudden, when I go to my search, like my whole thing was like different. There was like minimal ass, like all the cheeks were gone. It's like the gross stuff eliminates the cheeks right away. Like you can't be a you can't be a pimple guy and an ass guy, right? You can't be watching pimple popping videos and see cheeks.
Yeah.
Like wrestling and pimple popping videos, those mix. The wrestling videos didn't get upset.
I wonder if like it's because it's like too many people started trying to pop butts.
You're already squeezing cheeks. You can't double squeeze.
Dude,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, but
that's one of those things too, like where people are either all in or all out.
yeah.
The pimple popping. Like I like blackhead videos. I don't like when the white head with the pus and that's
The ones that have to cut open and they look like they hurt. No.
yeah. I can.
You can pass
smell
me on those. The ones that
videos,
come
yeah.
like they come out like soft serve.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pass me with all those. I like stiff. I like things that come out in one piece.
I like
You
the
know?
behind Indians' ears. I don't know what's happening there, but I love it.
That's because they're always going like this. When they talk to you, like,
I thought it was the head shake.
Or the people, the people that get all those blackheads on their nose, the
Yeah.
nostril blackheads.
Mhm.
Oh my god, the blackheads that they're like so big, they pull out, they leave like craters
Yeah.
and stuff. And you're like,
Oh.
jeez, dude.
God,
I wish I
love
was
that.
dirty. I was like, I want to have some blackheads. I want to see this up close.
I thought I had one in my ear for a while. I was so excited. I was like, "Mom, I'm gonna buy.
I gotta buy a
special
comedone
lens."
extractor.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy one of those micro lens for the camera. And we're gonna set up. We're gonna make $1 million.
Oh my god,
I love those.
I get those. I get some of them like on my lip,
Yeah,
like a little white one on my lip, and I like go like
they
this.
hurt.
Fucking, yeah,
They
I gotta
hurt.
squeeze until my fucking lip
Yeah.
explodes, but I get that one little string that comes out.
Mhm.
Too much work, dude.
I
For all
have,
that shit.
This little spot. I think it's this side. It's just like right here. It's just always if I squeeze it right now, something will come out.
Really,
It's been
always
like
the
that
same
for-
spot.
Yeah,
That
years
fucking
now.
Face is so weird, dude.
know.
You got like a permy pimple,
yeah. So strange.
a perm pimp.
Yeah. It's a good one though. It's a good one.
I got a red thing here that always bleeds.
Oh yeah.
This thing right here, when I
Yeah.
shave, if I
you clip
nick it, it'll just
Yeah.
start bleeding, and it'll always bleed.
Man, bodies are weird as fuck.
Bodies are gay, dude.
Not mine.
Not
Body's
mine.
Straight as hell.
Not my body.
I can't even touch my own dick. There's a force field around it.
Yeah. Somebody had made that point once, right? That
Oh yeah,
You're
that
dig- you're
where
gay, right?
where men jerking off a man.
yeah.
Technically, it's
Technically, it's kind of gay.
Yeah, but
No, but you can't. Damn, though, that is a fucking good fault, though, because I kind of do get into it sometimes, and I'm like, I really want to make myself feel good.
Yeah.
I really want to make myself come, you know? Like, you
yeah.
want to
You looking up techniques?
Yeah, you ever want to make a guy come? Yeah, dude, myself. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Trying to spice up the sex life with myself.
Yeah, I'm trying to spice up my alone time. That's something else that people have like rallied against. It's like porn and like masturbating.
Well, I'm 39 now. I feel the effects of porn. Like there's been times where I'm like, man, I'm not gonna make this woman happy at the end of the night. Like I can't. Sometimes I just like can't come. Like I'll be hard for hours.
Yeah, it's like you're desensitized.
Yeah.
Yes, it takes a severe beating.
And let me tell you, girls talk a lot of shit about, oh, men can't make us come. Have one girl not make you come, it's the end of the fucking world.
Yeah. Oh, forget it. You're so offended.
Yeah. Like, it's just, I'm old. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just tired. I like that Seinfeld episode where we're talking about faking the orgasm. And then the girl was like, sometimes when it's just been enough and you've had enough or like it's been enough and you just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
That's it. And then Kramer says the same thing. Hey, you faked it too? And he's like, yeah, when you've had enough and it's just time to go to bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wish we could fake it. I wish you could like just squeeze a ball and just like, there you go.
I faked it too. It's easy to fake when you're wearing a condom.
Yeah.
You could just fucking, and then just,
condoms?
walk over it. Yeah. Just pretend you walk over it. I faked it before.
But like you're having sex, right? You put on a condom to fake it.
Yeah. No, I've faked it for that same reason. I was like, I know I'm not going to come. I was like, I know I shouldn't have watched that fucking porn there yesterday. Yeah. I try to at least 48 hours before.
Oh, if I know.
If I know.
Yeah,
if I know. But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who sets these times
I'm not
up?
having planned sex. Like, I'm not. Like, I hate doing bits, like, on podcasts. But, like, I had sex after a show once, and I did not expect, I never would have seen it coming. And my bush was fucking popping because it was middle of winter. Yeah. I don't want to shave and get all itchy.
Plus,
and
for
fucking.
what?
Yeah, I'm not fucking. What this girl at the show is beautiful. And I was like, oh no. It's like, well, here we're gonna. That was like embarrassing. Like.
The bush?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't get too worried about, I mean, the bush out of control. Sometimes I can be like, oh man, she's gonna put this in her mouth.
I'm like, no, it's okay. You don't have to.
I worry more about odor.
Yeah.
I worry about, cause like if I haven't showered all day long, like if I showered in the morning, I'd have to get into that bathroom quick. I need a quick fucking rinse job.
Yeah.
I need a quick rinse job, clean under the hood.
Maybe I should worry more about odor.
Nah.
He's good. He's fine.
I just go to the bathroom and I do a quick rinse in the sink.
Yeah.
It's
All
hard
right.
doing it in public bathrooms though. You got
just picturing you come back with a giant wet spot.
Yeah. No, the move is you get a paper towel. You got to wet a paper towel and then go to the urinal with
That's
it,
genius.
like you're peeing.
I'm gonna listen back to this and take notes.
A soaked paper towel, you bring it back to the fucking urinal, you just squeeze it over your fucking head and rinse it in the bathroom. Us Puerto Ricans know good ways to do showers, baby. Showers on the go. Stay fresh with a urinal rinse. That's what you need. Oh man, that's what I've gotten recently that changed my life is a bidet.
Oh yeah,
I installed the bidet. Wow. I feel like I've been living like a peasant my whole life now. Like, how do you clean your ass? Like, my favorite thing to do now is I take a shit, I flush, and then I use the bidet. After the toilet's clear, because then I like to look in the toilet afterwards to see how much damage.
It's like how much baked on grease there was. It's like this Donnie.
I look at it and I'm literally like, damn, man, that was like fucking four toilet paper rounds. You know how much
Yeah.
toilet paper I'm saving now? And all I had to do
Especially-
was flood the fucking restaurant downstairs to install it.
Do you have the one that like from the back, the like tushy or whatever?
Yeah, the one that attaches to the toilet seat.
The cold water, man.
I like the cold water.
Ugh.
I like the cold water. And I like that jet on blast, dude. That fucking thing goes up there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I had one that was too powerful.
Yeah,
It would
penetrates.
penetrate.
Yeah. I like it.
The one time it went up, and I was like, oh, and then I shit diarrhea water. I had like a 1 second colonic, and I got scared. How much is backed up in there?
It's
like,
good stuff, dude. I'm about to start. I got to figure out a way to start pumping coffee grounds in that thing. Start charging people admission.
I could figure out a way.
Right?
Hook up,
You know?
hook up my coffee machine, a little drip
up
in
the
there.
Keurig
I need
fucking
new
serious,
pods for
dude.
my asshole.
That'd be serious. That's the. Oh man, I'm thinking of. We were talking before, thinking of things to try to buy. Like that's another thing I want to try to focus on too. Is like some rehab stuff. I need to get with like a personal trainer.
So how recent was the accident?
My accident was August of 2023.
All right. So off the record settled?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you
settled.
can talk. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
told
settled.
me, because I was going through all like he's like, don't write jokes about it, don't mention it on stage, because then they'll be able to prove that you're making money from this, and then you'll get let. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
who makes money off of
Yeah.
this, dude? You ruined my life for like 2 years. No one's making anything. This is a negative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm literally going to be in pain for the rest of my life. My neck, my shoulder, my back, like my arm, my left arm, my thumb. My thumb is permanently
Oh, shit,
fucking
yeah.
twisted, right? Because I was holding the seat,
Yeah.
the steering wheel
Yeah.
like this when the fucking car hit. I was like this in traffic, and I moved up like this to try to see why. I was at the exit, and I'm like looking, trying to see why there's traffic, and also I look in the rearview mirror, and I see this van coming fucking full
shit.
speed, bang, fucking destroyed me. But yeah. So what are you gonna look at? You're gonna find out that I was hurt. You know, I was listening to his podcast, and he was really hurt. We really did fuck him up. This guy deserved that money.
Yeah.
But it also, I didn't cash out because he was underinsured, so I was capped at how much I could get. Like there wasn't, you know,
Yeah.
it was beat because he was not of this country.
That sucks. That sucks. The Indian
Well-
that hit me was a citizen.
I think I got paid before they bounced this guy out of here.
Yeah, so like I ended up doing a lawsuit. I sued his insurance.
Yeah, same.
Same.
I remember laying there, and I was like fucked up. I was concussed, and I thought the car was on fire because of the airbags. Like the powder from the airbags,
Yeah.
you know, that dust and shit. I thought that was smoke. So like I was like, oh, the car's on fire. I gotta get out of the car. So I'm like trying to get out of the car and shit, but I was like pinned against the barricade, and the guy hit me so hard that he jammed all my doors. So I couldn't open my
Shit.
front door, and then I was up against the barricade, so I couldn't open those doors. I tried to open the back door, but the child locks were on, so I couldn't fucking get out the back. So I dove out the passenger window onto the floor.
Oh,
And then I tried to get up, and my leg was all fucked up. So I fell back down. The lady was like, "Stay down, you're injured. Stay down." I hit the lady in front of me, and they get out of the car, and they're like, "Stay down, you're injured." Oh, this poor young man. They're like, "This poor young man." I'm like stumbling and shit. I couldn't see. I'm like, I couldn't see anything. Everything was just bright, like staring into these lights.
yeah.
Like everything was just bright white. Plus, it was a really sunny day, and you know, it was the end of August, like super bright, and it was 11 a.m. and I just couldn't see anything. So I'm laying there, and I'm like, "Fuck, man! You know, it's gonna take the ambulance forever to get here. We're on the highway, and
You're already in traffic.
yeah, I'm like, this
Yeah.
is gonna be a disaster." And then I heard the guy call the police, and he couldn't speak English, and he was trying to tell them where we were, and he was like, we're on the highway. And I was like, oh no, they're never gonna find this. And then the two white ladies started praying over me.
What?
And they were like, Lord, please watch over this young man and heal him and help him on his recovery. She was like, Denise, please make sure that guy doesn't leave and he's got papers.
Oh, well, that's
Lord,
a good
yeah.
thing.
So they broke the prayer to say some racist shit. Make sure he's got papers. They were from like
Oh my God.
North Carolina or some shit. I don't know. It was fucking crazy, but
Yeah, when I got hit the other way. I got hit head on.
damn.
I was at a red light. A guy was turning and just stopped turning. I think he probably got a text on his phone or something and just stopped paying attention for a second. It hit me. But we were at an intersection. I remember like thinking like this is when I became a comedian because he hit me. I look at the car next to me and I go, oh. But I saw him coming, so I braced myself, fucked up my shoulder, my hip.
That hurt you more.
Yeah.
Bracing yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lower back, my neck. And I never got my middle back, what's it, cervical,
Lumbar.
thoracic, lumbar. Yeah, thoracic. I never got that checked out. But now that hurts me more than my neck and lower back. And I have a feeling he fucked that up too.
Yeah, for sure. The fucking the way that the doctor described it to me is like the force of the accident passes through your body. So however hard he hits,
yeah,
it like passes through your body and fucks you all up.
Yeah, it's like I was at the time. Actually, you know what's funny? That's probably why I'm doing comedy.
Really?
Yeah, I hadn't even tried an open mic before that. I was playing hockey 5 days a week. Like I was addicted to hockey. And then I couldn't play. So that's when I was like, let me try comedy.
That's fucking crazy. So many people have come from accidents, like Roseanne Barr, Sam Kinison.
Mm-hmm.
Now you.
Well, that and the 12-step stuff. Because I used to do meetings, I would speak, and I would be funny.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I had a routine. Like, I had bits when I was doing that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is it snowed 2 feet the day after I stopped doing cocaine, and then I had to go shovel. So I chop up the driveway. It's like, don't worry, I'll snort up the stairs. Like,
That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
That's right. That helped me too. It was like speaking engagements, doing chairing a meeting, sharing all the time in groups and stuff. That got me comfortable, like talking in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
Was I doing that before that? I don't think so. I was going to these. You're going to these meetings and you're in front of these strangers and you got to share.
And
you're
there's
like,
cute girls there.
yeah, sometimes
with
cute.
low
fucking,
standards.
Holy shit, dude.
Bad morals.
Oh man, we used
Make
to go
them
to,
laugh a little bit.
I
See
used to
what
go
happens.
to, used to go to this young people's meeting in Ridgefield Park. That was the best meeting, dude. There used to be so many girls there. Everybody there was on probation. It was like everybody was there was court mandated.
All of a sudden, these people who love drugs can't do drugs. They got to get high in their mind somehow.
Yeah, we used to have a great time. Then we used to hang out at the diner afterwards.
Yeah.
But it was attended by some older, like 40, 50-year-old guys who were serious, like real. And then they ran real step groups, and they were like super serious about the big book, and they took people through the steps. Like it was really good. They hung out, had a lot of fun. We used to go on retreats. We used to do so much cool shit.
Yeah.
Because that was like the theme. It was like, what do you do now that you can't? You could still have fun now that you can't get wasted. We'll show you.
Well, that was a big thing. Like my sponsor took me to concerts and like shows, and like because I would, in my mind, you drink at a concert.
Mm-hmm.
So like I remember, you do drugs, you do shrooms, you do something at a concert.
Yeah.
So one of the bands I would see all the time, Fucked Up. He took me there like to see them like sober. It was like weird and spiritual and emotional. It was like if I told you the whole story, it sounded like a pussy, so I'm not going to. But they're like playing a song that's like about, I didn't know until I got clean, that was about like the singer getting off coke. and I'm like in the crowd dancing clean off of coke, and I was like, oh, full circle again.
Yeah, dude, that's so like that's exactly what we were talking about before. Like the universe putting things in your path that like makes so much sense. Like, oh my God, who would think like that you would need like essential for your recovery and for you to move forward was you having to go to a concert sober.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like put this on your list of things to do when you get sober. It's like you make sure you do something sober.
Well, that and like people also like have no idea like how to treat you after also, but I think it's more because you don't know how to treat yourself. Like I had friends that weren't addicts that were involved in my using. It would be like, oh, well, you don't do drugs now. That's great. Why don't you just come hang out and do normal stuff with us? And I was like, no, because I couldn't do that sober before. Yeah. Why do you give me time? Let me experience life and then get enough. Let me get enough sets in to be able to then go, all right, yeah, I know. Okay.
Yeah. I can perform on your show.
This crowd work.
I can perform on your show. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, I think being locked up, like, again, this is probably where I got this perspective from as far as taking negative things and making them positive was because this event in my life, when it happened to me, I was like, this is going to ruin my life. This is the worst thing that ever happened to me. Why would, why? This is the first time I've ever been in trouble. I'm not a bad person. Why are these things happening to me? I could have ruined my life thinking like that.
Yeah.
I could have had the worst life in the world. I could still, 20 years later, be resentful and angry and bitter about it and be a complete piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like life would be so much worse if I took that a negative way and made myself the victim. Instead, I'm not like, it was something that happened, but what was positive that came out of it was that made me become a man. Well, I was 24 years old when that happened and I wasn't doing anything, bro. I had no career aspirations. I had no goals. I had no experience. I was doing short order cook jobs, waiter jobs, working in a gas station job. I had no desire to do anything. I had no idea I would ever do comedy. What? I didn't even think I could fucking go to college. Like nothing. I had no aspirations. And having to go through this and forcing me to go through and having this spiritual awakening, and it like made me grow up, and it also helped me resolve all these issues that I didn't even know I had, and it made me move forward. Like it made me level. That's why I took last year off of smoking weed because I was like, I need to level up. Like I had this thing in my mind. I was like, I'm stagnant. Nothing's really moving. I need to level up. Well, what am I going to do to level up? I have to get like an apartment. I have to level up. I'm living in a studio apartment. I could be doing so much better. What do I need to do to level up? Well, last time I leveled up, I stopped smoking weed. Let me stop smoking weed again and see what I do. And I stopped smoking weed and I leveled up last year. Like within like 2 months of not smoking, it was just a matter of perspective. And I feel like if you sacrifice things, not biblically, like where you have to slit the fucking throat of things, but when you sacrifice things in your life, I feel like it's almost you sacrifice things to the universe, and in turn you get your reward, which is whatever,
Yeah, yeah, and like it's not up for us to pick it, but like if we work towards something, I mean, you're a driven person. I'm somewhat driven at times. But chances are, if we have a goal, we're going to get there. And if sacrificing is going to help us get there, then we're going to do it. It's kind of interesting, the perspective. Somebody once said to me, how many days a year do you think are cloudy? I was like, what? He's like, just guess. I was like, I don't know, like 150. He's like, so would you rather have 150 bad days or 150 bad days with the opportunity of a good thing? And that's what like silver lining came to. Like, a cloudy day sucks, but if you just see it as a cloudy day, you're missing the opportunity for growth. You're missing the silver lining of the crown. And like that's why like having that outlook is so much, it's going to make you so much happier.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make you so much better. It's going to help you to maybe not have to sacrifice as much to get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I really respect your outlook and try to have it myself.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard, dude. It's hard to like. I'm not like a positivity. You got to be positive about everything. You know what I mean? Like that shit is out of control too.
Yeah.
But there's what was the quote that somebody said when they were talking about like recovery and stuff? Gratitude is the hinge that the door of recovery swings on.
Oh shit, that's a
Right?
good one. Yeah.
And it's because, and then I'm like, it's true because when I'm being ungrateful, I am looking at all the negatives, right? When I'm being ungrateful about something, I'm being negative,
Yeah.
right? And then if I'm being grateful, so like if I didn't get this job, if I'm being grateful, it's like, all right, but I still have this opportunity. I can do this. There'll be whatever. It leaves me open to move forward.
Yeah.
But if I don't get the job and I'm like, I suck, I'm doing this, now I have no opportunity to move forward. I can't even see opportunities if they come because I'm being negative,
Yeah.
you know?
It's the difference between an open and a closed door.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, for sure. You could see opportunities when you're being grateful, but if you're being ungrateful, you're just being negative and you're not going to see shit.
yeah.
Fuck. Anyway, we got to wrap it up, dude, before they kick us out of this bitch.
I'm really glad that you asked me to do this.
I'm glad that you said yes and you didn't fucking big shot me.
Not a
You
big
didn't
shot.
fucking big shot me. Not yet. Where can everybody find you at Instagram?
At Timothy Rager on Instagram. That's where I direct everyone. Don't go to my TikTok. It's sad.
Say, bro, don't even fucking talk to me about TikTok.
It's the opposite of this podcast. I just shit on life.
He's just
It's
a
all
rabbit.
clouds, no silver lining.
Dude, I want to make an account. I'm just gonna become like a grifter. I'm gonna make 2 accounts. I'm gonna make a left wing grifter and a right wing grifter.
Dude, it's genius. I love it.
And just argue with myself. All right, thanks Tim Rager for coming through. I'm Vic Cedeno. Follow me on Instagram. Vic is funny. IZFUNNY. Dojo of Comedy is the home base. I don't even know where I'm fucking going with my plugs. Dojo of Comedy is the home base. TiffsComedy.com for all the shows we have going on here. Thank you so much for listening. Peace in the Middle East. It's coming.
You're listening to my dad of the VCast.